Hey guys, Bridget here. In this video, we're going to recreate my Twitter profile UI in Figma. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. All right, we're ready to get started. And the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to select a frame, which is going to be the desktop base of 1440 pixels of width, since it's a good base to get the project up and running. So as you can see in the original X layout, you are essentially going to find these three main blocks of columns. So we're going to simply create a layout grid just to have a base understanding of where each and every one of these is going to fit. And we're going to give it a 12 of value. And let's also add a little bit of margin so that we can actually really focus on having the main layout in the center, but with some extra padding on the side. And I'm going to give this layout grid a slightly bluish color, just because I like the feeling overall. So at this point, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create 3 rectangles, and simply going to bring them like this. And this is going to give me an idea as to where the main blocks are going to be. And so far, I think this could be a good base. So we're going to have these 3 and then these major blocks on the top. And I'm simply going to keep them as reference right here. Maybe you can change the color of the main one. And let's get started with creating the actual side menu. So first of all, I'm going to use this plugin called Vector Logos. And if you don't have it already, you can simply click here, Vector Logos, and under plugins, you're going to find it right away. Now at this point, I can write in X, and of course, I don't find anything. Let me write in Twitter, and I'm not finding it. So one thing that we can do is, because I'm sure that in the Figma community, there's going to be some logos of the recent Twitter rebranding, and let's just wait for it to cover, and here we go. So X logo, going to open it up. And credits. So first of all, unlock this. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to bring it here. So credits to Bywind, check him out. And thanks a lot for the logo. And I'm going to make it smaller here in the top section. Now at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to have the text, which by the way, I'm not sure which font Twitter is using. Let me see. Font Twitter. So extremely easy Google search. What font is used for Twitter? Robot font. Really? iOS app, San Francisco font, Mac version, Helvetica Neue. Okay, that's interesting. I'm not too sure if it's going to be Roboto, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I'm going to write here. Let's change it to Roboto. I highly doubt that the desktop version is going to be Roboto, but I mean, maybe something that we could consider. Let's just use Roboto for this example. Doesn't really matter all that much at this point. And yeah, so we have the home. Going to have a few different items. So let's go over here. And we're going to create a stylized version, simply because I think we can either improve the current visualization in the desktop, in the designer, you know, in Figma, you can create a better version nonetheless. So let's write the notification, messages, bookmarks, and then lists, profile, and we're gonna have more. Now at this point, I actually found the icons for this by searching for Twitter profile, and I accessed this file right here by Monir. So we're going to leverage the icons in his file, which he has. So we're going to copy them from the original and paste them right here. So we're gonna have the main icons for the sidebar. All right, now it's time to create the big tweet button. I'm going to round it up all the way, and I believe the color for the tweet is let me check out, because here we have the original button. So as you can see, it's this shade of light blue, which we're going to leverage. Going to add over here, and we're going to copy the text and bring it inside of it, center it, and write tweet. Maybe just a little bit smaller. Let's make it white. Let's go with the medium version. All right, so we have the base interface. Now at this point, what we're gonna need is the back arrow on the top in order to add the main text to actually go back. I'm going to copy these guys, and we can definitely, you know, auto layout all of these guys here using Shift+A. This one also is going to be an auto layout. Oops. And we can simply make all of this in an auto layout. Oops. For some reason the one below didn't catch. Okay. And by default it's going to be vertically, and yeah, all of these other settings are pretty good to go. There's just one issue with the icons. Some icons are going to be more on the side. So for example, this guy, the stroke, should be inside, and yeah, apart from that, I think it's we can always adjust these vertically in a second moment, but for now let's focus on the actual text, which in this case it's going to be this one right here, and we're going to make this one actually I think it's bold. Let's add the emoji using Control, Command, and Spacebar. And here we have the sub. All right. Now let's bring this one here. Let's duplicate it, center it towards the arrow. Make this one significantly smaller, since it's going to be the number of posts. This. Going to make this semi-bold, and also making it in gray. I believe it's a tone around these lines. All right, so this is looking solid so far, and probably just want to make it a little bit smaller. Not really feeling the size over here. And now it's time to go ahead and grab the hero banner. So in my case, I added this hero banner right here, which is showing a little bit of the brand, a little bit of what we do design, so dashboards, iOS app designs, graphs, things of that nature, so that the user immediately understand what we're about. I'm going to copy it inside of the rectangle and just make it just a little bit smaller. And here we go. Now it's time to add the actual profile image, which is going to be located somewhere around here. I'm going to, I can copy the image directly here. So I'm simply going to enlarge it, and then I can copy it. And here we go. Now, as you can see, there is this big contrast between the image, the profile image, and the hero section. So what they've done in order to minimize this is to add a stroke, which you can set to the outside. I'm simply going to increase it just a little bit, and then I'm going to turn it to white, so that you have this nice division between the different images right there. All right, at this point, I'm going to duplicate this button right here, since it's going to be a good asset to have. And I'm going to write in edit profile. And at this point, since I have the video right here, I can't really see it perfectly. I'm going to make this white. I'm going to add a stroke 1.5, and I'm going to make this one with this color. Now at this point, I'm going to center this text. I'm going to reduce the size, make it semi-bold, and I'm going to reduce significantly these items. Actually, I can simply go like this, and that should do. Right, we are going to reduce the text just a little bit more, and we are in good shape. Okay, one more element that I actually noticed just now is we're going to have this divider lines, which we need a little bit of padding from. So here, and these are very subtle, but it helps to consolidate the design into one single unit. So let's make these ones gray, and it's going to be very, very light, so that it doesn't take a lot of visual attention, but still it helps to convey that sense of hierarchy. Now we're going to make this one, actually it's the same size, I'm noticing, maybe a little bit even more bold. Just want to make it, this one a bit smaller, and this one is going to be the tag, and here we go. Now we need to add a few different more items. This is the website, which is important to have right there. We're actually going to change this one right here, and this is going to be in a dark font. Let's duplicate this time, and I'm simply going to copy and paste the text from the bio, plus this emoji, which again, Control Command and Spacebar, and you have the emoji. Okay, so far think this is looking pretty solid. And what we need now is a few different items, which we're going to have the icons right here. So I'm simply going to prepare this. Actually, let's go ahead and I'm going to basically add over here UX designer, and I'm going to find the icons in just a moment. But I'm copying this with Command plus T. And there, Portugal. This is the website again, since it's basically showing twice. And then joined from 2018. I'm going to give it a little bit of padding, and now we need to add the icons in between, really. So I think one of the icons we already have. So this one right here, and there is the location icon. We miss a few of these. So we're going to need to find an alternative, which is going to be using Nucleo icons. So let's write job. Okay, suitcase. Okay, great. Travel. Yeah, it's going to be somewhat similar to the original. It's not exactly the original, but you know, we're gonna close an eye for the time being. I'm going to write here link, and this one here is good enough. I need to tilt it 45 degrees. It's going to be, yeah, good enough. So I'm going to organize these. This one's gonna be smaller, and I'm going to basically copy all of these and we're gonna turn them into gray, as well as the text. All right, so far so good. We need to add the following. Let's make this one bold. All right, so this one is overall is looking pretty good, and at this point we're going to add the divider line between this top section and the main feed. So I'm going to copy the line, same color, copy this one right here, I'm going to write in pose, and it's going to be significantly bigger and in bold. I'm going to also add a small rectangle here to identify that the posts have been selected. We probably want to give just a little bit of more area to these. So yeah, something around these lines. Cool. I'm going to duplicate this using Shift plus Option and then Command D just a few times. Cool. That should work. And I'm going to make this all centered and write in the text. Distribute horizontal. And so far, this is looking pretty good. All right. Now at this point, let's create the post. So I'm going to have all this string. Just looking amazing. And let's increase the okay. So far, everything is going well. I'm going to simply copy one of the posts. Actually, this one is probably going to be like this. And let's also duplicate the profile image. Let's bring this guy right here, give it a little bit of padding, make the text a bit bigger, going to add the emoji, and we are in a good position. Now I'm going to copy a few of the original icons from the concept, and over here I think we don't really need much. Things have changed slightly, so we need to adapt this one here as well. This I will need to make it just a little bit thicker, and we also need a bookmark icon, which is going to be this one here. Perfect. All right, we are getting closer. I'm going to write here 1. And this one's going to be 19, since it has just been published. And we are doing pretty well. Now all of these are going to be in a gray color. Oops. And we'll need to basically adjust all of these ones. Could have done it earlier, but I mean, also at this point it's totally fine, not a big deal. And yeah, looking good. Going to add the 3 dots menu. Can't find it right here. Pretty sure it was somewhere. Well, I mean, not a big deal at all. We can always just add these guys right here. And here we go. Cool. Bring this item up, and we are going to create the second post. add the hashtags. These need to be very visible, so I'm going to give it an extra punch to it, if that makes sense. And let's copy the image. I'm going to crop it right here. And so far, so good. Cool. So we have the base for this. I'm simply going to give it just a little bit of a radius, but overall this is looking pretty solid. So yeah, this is definitely a good base. Simply going to go ahead and add the remaining items. Going to be this one here, and I'm going to write inside search, create a search icon, which again is not identical, but it's going to basically do the job for the time being. Okay, now I'm going to do something which I encourage you not to do, but I'm going to essentially grab all of the, for some reason it cached it in a weird way. Okay, I'm going to grab all of the images. Why it's adding this? God damn it. It's so weird. Like, I'm literally making a screenshot, and then when I add it over here, it added that extra value. But yeah, now it's working. Cool. Just didn't want the dark overlay. That's the thing. Okay, so I'm going to add it over here like this. Ideally, you would want to have 4 different images and adjust them, but since we are running late on timing, and I'm using a software which basically takes a bit to render. I don't want to overpower the computer. I just want to be 100% sure that this recording is going to be cached. Long to explain. This is kind of like behind the scenes of what's going on in the mind of creators as we work on some of these things. Let's go ahead and add this guy right here. Okay. This one's going to be way bigger. We're going to add a circle, and this one's going to be profile. Right. Let's add some random people name. We're going to add also a small follow button. Let's write in follow. To layout, let's make it a bit smaller. And let's duplicate it just a few times. All right, and now we're going to add the second section. It's going to be Portugal trends, since I'm currently in Portugal. It's catching up like that, and let's go ahead and add the first one, first element. And let's swap these two. This guy is not needed anymore. Or actually, we don't need to swap these. So let's remove the ad layout for a moment. Actually, let's do like that. Swap it. This one's going to be right here. I'm going to add the infamous 3 dots menu right here on the side, making it just a little bit smaller. Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to add a few more of these really. All right, let's keep it minimal, and we're simply going to use the Unsplash plugin, which, or actually, yeah, I do have it here, to add some profile images on the side, and we're going to be in a good position overall. So let's go over here, portrait. I'm going to use this one right here. I'm going to change this as well, and let's add really this guy here. All right. If it downloads. Okay, let's try another one. Get impatient. Okay, perfect. Just change the names. Okay. And we have it. So thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the very next one.